He's on a short week hosting the Eagles on Sunday. A look at this impressive division track record for Dak Prescott at home against the NFC East, 21-2 with 18 straight wins. Hasn't lost since 2017 against all other divisions. He has 24 wins combined. Nonetheless, Mina, the Cowboys are home underdogs. So what's the formula for them to pull off this upset on Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, the strength-on-strength matchup here is the Cowboys offense versus the Eagles defense. An Eagles defense that's going to be very different from the one they saw in week one. No Jalen Carter in this game, as you remembered, and now you've got Jalen Phillips. So for me, the key for Dallas is simply, can you buy enough time versus what is now a very good four-man rush so that Dak Prescott can hunt matchups? I think that the Eagles on the back end will take a similar approach in terms of Quinyon Mitchell singled up on George Pickens, and then they'll give Dory Jackson help with CeeDee Lamb, who I think they'll probably align wide as they did in the first game. So there will be opportunities there, but you got to figure out how to keep Dak Prescott off the ground. Chip help, I think we'll see a lot of play action in this, but those two receivers can make plays against this Eagles defense only if Dak has time.
Listen, it's a good thing that defense is so fantastic because, boy, have they had trouble putting some points on the board. So, Dan, how do you expect the Eagles to attack that vulnerable at times Dallas defense?
Well, I would put the ball in Jalen Hurts' hands on first down. They can't run their offense through safe one right now. It has to be run through Jalen Hurts' hand. This is what I would do. I would take multiple tight ends on the field, and that tells me that one thing is going to happen from Dallas. They're going to line up in single high safety, and this is that play action pass. Look at the void in the middle of the field. You're going to create a lot of space. This is something that Dallas has struggled with all season long. It's predictable. You could put multiple tight ends on the field. 2, if not 3, they're in that single high safety again. That underneath level, that second level is so committed to stopping the run. You just vacate that second level of their defense. Now, the key for this, Hannah and Pace, has to be on first down. It's not second down. This is our first down thing. You can dictate the coverage, you can create the voids, and you can confirm protection. This is what they've done over the last month. Jalen Hurts on first down, finally using play action. 11-15, over 11 yards per attempt. So it's a walking first down essentially, and it's a QBR of 80. This would be a different approach than what they've been certainly last year to start this year. Over the last 4 weeks, it's been the case. This would be the blueprint for me if I was them this game. Early down, first down, multiple tight end, play action pass, gash the middle of the field.
Yeah, I mean, my first note was under center, first down, get them in cover 3, play action. So I agree with Dan. And I think for Philadelphia, it alleviates what is my biggest concern against this defense, which is your banged up offensive line. Jurgens is, I think, going to play, but he's injured. Lane Johnson is out. This Dallas pass rush is no joke. The Raiders are the Raiders, fine. But it was already a decent pass rush. You got Quinton Williams now in the mix against that banged up interior. He's probably going to get double help, which means you got one-on-ones outside going up against a backup right tackle. That's where, again, putting big bodies on the field, play action. If they can just keep that pass rush off of Jalen Hurts, there's a lot to attack. I'm not convinced that this Dallas linebacker group is fixed. I think you can go throw over the middle of the field. But if they just play it, the way that they have been over the last few weeks and just go, low percentage throws to the outside, they will not have the same amount of success.
And as we look at our picks, we thank Mina Kimes for saving us from the gong and picking the Cowboys. Yay, Mina. Yay. Eagles 28-11 of first place teams as the Steelers head to Chicago on Sunday. Moments ago, Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin said quarterback Aaron Rodgers is listed as questionable for Sunday's game against the Bears due to his left wrist injury. If he can't go, it'll be Mason Rudolph getting his first start really since last year with the Titans when he went 1-4. Great to have both team reporters with us today as they teamed up on Vibe Check, which you can watch on Disney Plus right now. So we have Brooke Pryor, who, as you know, covers the Steelers, Courtney Cronin with the Bears. Brooke, we got to start with you. What more can you tell us about Rodgers?
Well, as we just saw in that video, Rodgers has been practicing with a black wrist stabilizer. It wraps around his thumb. Now, of course, he talked about how it is uncomfortable for him to take steps in under center right now, so he did a lot of practice taking snaps from the gun. Mike Tomlin said that he felt good about the work that Rodgers did this week, but it's going to come down to this weekend. And I asked Rodgers specifically what has to happen for him to play on Sunday. He says he's got to get cleared and he's got to be able to protect himself. This is not a matter of pain management. It's about his safety.
And that's not the only injury that we're looking at this game. The Bears ruled out their 3 starting linebackers earlier this afternoon. No Tremaine Edmonds, no TJ Edwards, no Noah Sewell. So that doesn't just affect the run defense. We know that the Steelers can run the ball. They broke 100 yards rushing last week. This is a Bears team that has 22 takeaways and 15 interceptions, both the highs in the league. Tremaine Edmonds is a big part of that. The switch from middle linebacker to the will linebacker spot has allowed him to take the ball away more. Without him, you're looking at DeMarco Jackson, you're looking at Ruben Hippolyte, 2 guys that have combined for 50 total snaps on defense. So very thin at that position. However, we do know that Jalen Johnson and Kyler Gordon, cornerbacks in this defense who have not played much at all this season, were both full today. They're still on injured reserve. Ben Johnson said we'll see, very coyly, when asked whether Jalen Johnson's going to play.
Right.
I think that they might wait a little bit longer. Remember, they have that Philly game coming up on Black Friday, so 2 games in 5 days might not be the right play there, but soon.
You don't get much better information than that, Mina. So given everything that you've just heard, what's the key to this matchup if Rodgers is able to go?
Well, I think if Rodgers can't get under center, he shouldn't play, to be honest, especially hearing about those linebacker injuries. You already have an advantage if you're Pittsburgh with your under center outside zone run game. The Bears defense has allowed 5.7 yards per carry on outside zone this year, so that's a mismatch, and then you amplify that with the linebackers, and you want a quarterback who can get under center and then play action off of that run game. And if Rodgers can't do that, I think they're hamstringing their offense and also reducing their ability to attack where Chicago is weakest, especially with those injuries.
Let's go to the other side then. I mean, Courtney, the Bears have won 3 straight one-score games. This has been part of their MO this season. What's been the focus for Caleb Williams this week?
It's been the deep ball accuracy, because there's 2 plays that they really wanted back from that Vikings game. Both of them were the first 2 third downs. A deep shot to Rome Odunze that Ben Johnson said, you can get away with that one. He missed him by about a yard. You're still getting in a rhythm at that point. And then there was one to DJ Moore that he said you have to deliver on that ball. And both of those were against the blitz. And what Caleb Williams has faced now against the blitz this season was a very aggressive approach against the Vikings. The Steelers, as we know, blitz at the 4th highest rate in the league. 7 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, but he's under or overthrowing receivers 28% of the time. It's about staying in there, taking a hit if it's necessary. On that one that came to DJ Moore, he felt Dallas Turner creeping off the edge. He said, I just got to stay in there, deliver DJ a good ball, because that's one he really wanted back from last week.
We know someone that may or may not be one of those guys creeping in the pocket, taking or putting a hit on Caleb Williams is Cam Hayward, who popped up today on the injury report with an ankle injury. Now, he didn't practice on Wednesday or Thursday. Those were just regular rest days, but he was seen in the locker room afterward in a walking boot. So he is questionable. Alex Highsmith is doubtful with a pec injury, and Darius Slay, their starting cornerback who is in the concussion protocol, is listed as questionable. Although he did practice, he was limited today. He practiced at other points this week. So the Steelers defense is just as banged up. But when we asked Tara Lawson, defensive coordinator, this week, what the magic word was for containing Caleb Williams, he said plaster, because as we know, Caleb Williams is an escape artist, and as Tara Lawson said, he is a young player on the rise.
I keep hearing Dan Orlovsky reacting to all this stuff. So Dan, because there's so much news, what do you think the Bears should game plan for facing the Steelers defense?
Yeah, the reason I'm reacting like that is that was honestly both well done by Brooke and Courtney. So much information. It would change my pick. So outside of the Cam and Highsmith stuff, I thought that one of the things that Pittsburgh has still shown defensively to struggle with is if I run the football with motion. I talked about it on 2 days ago that this is an offense that is doing an outstanding job of running the football in their split zone scheme with motion. And so this is something that Pittsburgh at the second level has just struggled with for a couple years now. And it's reared its ugly face over the past couple weeks, and teams have had success doing it. And so if I was Chicago, one, that's something that I like to do with Swift, who's and a Nunn guy, who are both very good at it. Something I like to do, and it's something that Pittsburgh struggles with. And if you're going to tell me no Highsmith and potentially no Cam Hayward, this should be a doing that 35, 40 carry game.
Okay, so Dan, Mina, and I, when you look at our picks, we're gonging ourselves again. We are all on Chicago, although Dano said, maybe had he heard this report earlier. Why are we wrong, Brooke?
I mean, look, a couple weeks ago, nobody thought the Steelers could beat the Colts, and then